Hey there, welcome back. I hope you are doing well. I got a few more Mego figures to show you this week. These are all modern Mego figures. You'll remember a while back we saw the Locutus and Q figures, and then we looked at the original Mego bridge with the Wave 1 figures from 1974. Well, I've got three figures from the more modern recent line that's been coming out since about 2017, I believe. First one we've got is the Romulan Officer. Now, what's interesting about this one is that this is actually, back in the 70s when they were doing the original line, there was plans to do the Romulan Officer, and they even had pictures of a prototype that got released, but they never did get around to making it. So in 2018 they released this as being based on that line. It's supposed to be the Romulan commander, like the one that was played by Mark Leonard, who also played Sarek, Spock's dad, which we'll get to the likeness in just a second. Let's see what you think. But this is, he's wearing a bodysuit that's got this silver with the black stripe thing going on here. Just like the classic Mego figures, his accessories, because he's a bad guy, his accessories are red. The boots are separate, and they can be pulled off. I'm not going to bother with that. Got the same kind of jointing. Now, one thing that's interesting about these boots, and is that on the old ones, excuse me, if the figure had separate boots, they were still soft enough that you could move the foot around a little bit, but these boots are quite hard. Of course, the fact that they're brown and nothing else on his outfit makes them stick out a whole lot. The helmet is removable. It is plastic, so be careful. But there we go. As I said, this is supposed to be based off of Mark Leonard. So maybe, I mean, you can kind of see the eyes a little bit, but I don't know, that's about it. Got the very exaggerated ears, which are great. But we'll put that helmet back on. The helmet, I like the fact that it fits as snug as it does. And while we're on the topic, in my last video I talked a little bit about how you can tell the difference in the original line and the new ones, and I talked about the hinges and the arms. You see, these are plastic, and they're plastic up here as well. And if we go to the back, he's got Velcro, and when you open it, you'll see that this one says 2018 is printed on his back, and that's what you'll find on like the Locutus and Q ones. I believe those will say 2020, because I think that's when those came out. But yeah, so that's the Romulan commander. We then have Captain Kirk in his dress uniform, and it doesn't fit quite well. The head sculpt is also pretty interesting. It's one of those things it's essentially evocative of William Shatner, while not really being William Shatner. He comes with a phaser and a communicator just like the old ones, but this time they actually colored them to be realistic. The black and silver, like the ones on the show. Another thing is that his dress uniform, and yes, the dress uniform he wore on the show was green. This one seems a little more olive colored than the one from the show, but, you know, I guess it's close enough. I should be used to that sound. It's so weird. Every time you move their arms in a weird way, it does that. Again, just like the original ones, the boots are molded on, but you can see the plastic bolt in the knee joint. So the last one we've got is dress uniform Spock. Again, this is the head mold. The face mold is interesting to say the least. The ears are wonderfully over-exaggerated. He's got his hand in the Vulcan salute, which I do appreciate. It does make it really cool. You could have this posed. So, I mean, you know, technically he would have done this in most diplomatic situations, so it is appropriate. Again, the blue seems like a darker shade than what his one on the show was, but maybe it's correct and maybe I'm wrong, but it has got the silky, both of the dress uniforms do have the silky shiny thing, which I do appreciate a lot, which is really cool. Which kind of makes them work with the sparkly Romulan. They're all gonna go to a fancy dress dinner. Well, I hope you enjoyed taking a look at these Mego figures for the modern line, and I will see you next time.